Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. Today on the podcast, let's talk about perfectionists. We are in an industry that has a low barrier to entry. Learning how to make coffee is both not difficult and subjective in its success at the same time. What that means is that anyone can come into our industry without any qualifications, and based on what they believe is delicious, because taste is subjective, it's delicious. We have the perfect storm there for people's pursuit of perfection to overrank the pace at which our consumers engage in our industry and with our products. In specialty coffee, which is a fraction of the coffee consuming population across the world, what we end up doing, from what I have perceived in 20 years in this industry, is we keep focusing on how to be more and more and more perfect at what we do, and focus on equipment that is precision based at a rate that far outpaces how much our consumers care about the minute advances in precision that we're making. Now, a lot of you are going to hear this and say, what on earth is she doing? Shouldn't we be aiming for the most perfect cup of coffee we can? Sure, yes, I'm a big fan of people doing things well all the time. But I want you to consider, if you're paying a fair price for your coffee, you are hiring people who are passionate about what they do and want to do a great job and always strive to do the best quality job that they can. And you are an employee always trying to do the best that you can. You are charging a price for the product that you are serving that covers the cost of you running your business. And your consumer is somebody who likes what you've got to offer. In that environment, 100% isn't where you should be aiming for. And that's going to sound counterproductive to a lot of people, especially from that woman who's launched a brand that's as elitist as or precision based as what Elixir is. But here's the problem if you are aiming for 100%. If you are aiming for 100%, which is what I call perfectionism, you are always going to stifle your growth. People who are perfectionists, when it's misplaced, so perfectionism is probably placed well in places like competition, but perfectionism, if you are implementing the ideology of perfectionism when going to launch a business, you'll never launch it. Perfect is unattainable in coffee because it is subjective. So you going out there and trying to find people that 100% agree with the version of perfect you're trying to attain is going to require 90% of your effort to get 10% of your gain. So if you're aiming to get to 90% rather than 100%, you'll start to find an increased momentum in your growth and in what you are achieving in your business. This is important because if you can let go of the need to be perfect, what you'll find is that you are more tolerable to your staff. You're more tolerable to your employers. If you're a barista who has to be perfect about everything, you're going to just be perceived as an asshole that nobody wants to work with. Trust me, I've worked with a million of them. Being the person who needs to be 100% precision based all the time, and I can't work with equipment unless it's the latest and greatest, you're quickly going to burn yourself out of the industry because no one's going to want to work with you. No one's going to want to employ you. Being somebody who's constantly able to grow and adapt and do the best with what they've got available to them, knowing that in 10 minutes from now, another product's going to come out on the market and the trends are going to change and there's going to be a new fad that's going to tell you that today, this is what perfect you should be aspiring to. We're in a subjective industry, friends. So the idea of perfect shouldn't be what you're aiming to. 90%, even 80% is good enough. As long as your mindset is all about growth and openness and a willingness to adapt and accept that people aren't always going to think that what you think is perfect is what they think is perfect. If you're willing to embrace all of that, you're going to have a long and healthy career and hopefully business in the coffee industry for a long time, which is all that we want. I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has given you something to think about, even if it may have triggered you a little bit about something that this industry tries to encourage, which is got to be perfect in everything that we do. But we always fall short and then we punish ourselves for the lack of perfection. But what is perfect in our industry anyway? What does that really mean? Ponder that. Peace, love, and peanut butter, friends. Have an amazing rest of your day.